She sort of is a gossip columnist or commentator on life, the lifestyle of the underground New York scene. And she finds herself getting into a car accident where she's driven the car drunk into someone's front lawn and destroyed her sister's wedding. And she has to either go to jail for 28 days or go to rehab for 28 days. And she chooses rehab because she feels she'll meet celebrities. Betty cast such a beautiful interwoven splendor. I mean, it just, who you think the people are, they're not. And they're not obvious. Because just as once you think you've got their gig, they're completely different. And I find that so refreshing, and not everyone is perfect, and they're not always pretty. My sister Lily is the dominant force in my life, but then becomes the caretaker. I then learn how to do that for Azura's character. And it's the first thing that I take care of. I haven't taken care of any relationships. I haven't mended any. I haven't even taken care of myself. And it's the first thing that takes me out of myself and allows me to give another creature the best sides of myself rather than destroying it because she's not strong enough. It's not about rehab. It's just a concentrated version of what happens when life really kind of falls apart and what we can do to prevent it. Because I feel if everyone went to rehab and learned about themselves and to communicate, they would, or the programs that they have there in rehab to sort of get to know yourself, life would be so much sweeter, not sweeter, but just easier to deal with. We're all delicate and very fragile, and in our society, we're not allowed to express those fragile aspects of ourselves. We're supposed to pull up our socks and deal with it, you know, especially in our industry where everything's really shiny, happy people. So it allows, the great message is that our vulnerability and the things that we find are weak are actually our greatest assets and what make us human and unique and powerful creatures. It's amazing when a filmmaker knows filmically what they want, how they want to tell the story, what they're going to edit, what they can use. She's way ahead of the game, and also the rehearsal process was pretty extensive. It's painfully funny, at my expense a lot of times, but it's almost like a how-to. You know, it's like, how do you deal when this happens? And it's happened to a lot of people, or people know people. Are wives of alcoholics or drug addicts, or girlfriends or friends of, or family members of. How do you deal with that? And anyone who's been in it knows it's incredibly painful, but it's also very funny.